evening. Thank you. Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us once again. It does seem that there is some interruption on the Wi-Fi connection this evening. So thank you for your patience and please do try to bear with us. Thank you. Okay, so we will be bringing Niko and his guides, Noah, on to speak with you in just a few minutes. So Niko is already in the trance state. So what that means is Niko, as the medium, has gone into a very deep meditative state where he steps aside and his guides, called Noah, and we'll speak directly to you. So if you have any questions that you would like to put to Noah, please pop them in the comments box. I will then read them to Noah and then I will speak directly to you. Okay. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoy the evening. And we'll bring Noah on just now. Good evening, Noah. Thank you for joining us.
Greetings to you, my dear one. The gratitude is ours, not only for your assistance, but for offering us this opportunity to be heard. And greetings to all who have joined today. Our humble gratitude to each of you as well. We would like to begin today's conversation focusing on the ego. Within your physical realm, within the human psyche, it is imperative that this ego exists. For it is through this same ego that you find your sense of identity throughout your physical journey. It is what subconsciously you cling on to. To find your purpose, your path, the light which illuminates before you. But it's also due to those difficult experiences where one experienced neglect, and pain, and confusion, that one turned to its ego for solace, for comfort, for guidance, thereby utilizing the ego in a different way. Well, as time passed, one found the necessity to view themselves larger than life, if you will. Losing the focus of their path. How one speaks to another in a demeaning and condescending way in order to lift themselves above. As one compares to another and continuously speaks of themselves and their accolades in order to feel superior. How one views themselves as perfect. This is an occurrence continuously. Reflected upon each in your realm at one point of the journey or another. Coincides with experiencing physical form within a physical reality. And yet, this abuse of the ego distance you even further from your essence, from our realm, and from the truth. In order to overcome this obstacle, which brings you only discomfort, unhappiness, and even more difficult moments, is to focus and remain in the stillness, in the present moment, to forego your belief of separation, to sense your essence, in order to in turn remember who you are and your true purpose within your physical form. When one prides themselves on the achievement of developing their connection to their essence, to our realm, one must truly honor this connection as sacred. One must remain humbled. They have accessed their inner wisdom. They have followed the light illuminating their path in order for them to remember, for them to return, if you will. When one views the connection as a sacred alignment, why must one boast? Why must one allow their ego to take control? Why must one compare themselves? Why must one judge another? Why must one believe that it is them, their doing, their intellect, their will, while in physical form who has successfully achieved this connection, thereby enforcing the law of separation even more. Your physical accomplishments, my dear ones, belong in your realm. Your connection to your essence belongs in ours. This is where there is vulnerability in order for you to feel and sense emotion much deeper than any emotion you have experienced while in physical form. For this emotion is stemmed in love, true, unconditional love, where your remembrance is heightened, where you honor the ability to serve our realm, where you honor the role of being the physical vessel. There is no ego in sacredness. This is the element which is greatly lacking in your realm. The busyness of the mind, the noise of your realm, the perceived need for excellence, for accomplishments, for accolades, and for status. I ask you, is that the identity that you were meant to acquire by the use of the ego within the human psyche? Or is it greed, jealousy, envy? Why do so many of you continue to stray further from your own essence in order to gain within the material realm? For though you do reside in a linear time realm, all time, my dear ones, eventually comes to an end. And when that moment arises, all of your material gains remain behind. Your ego remains behind. Your sense of identity remains behind. And yet your essence continues eternally. So I ask you, what have you gained? I thank you, my dear one. You may commence with these questions.
Thank you, Noah. Okay, so our first question is from Tina Marie Norton Mayfield. And Tina asks, hello, I'm new and would love a reading, please.
My dear, your question is quite general, is it not? As you claim to be new, my dear, allow me to ask you, what are you new at? Focus on this yearning within, which has led you to our presence, to listen to our words, and understand, my dear, that this was not a coincidence. For you are like the flower, the petals opening during the spring. Your curiosity, your ambition to learn is all what you should be focusing on at this time. An inner calling, my dear, leading you to follow your intuition, to believe your thinking that there is more than what you have been experiencing. This, my dear, is occurring to many throughout your realm, referred to as the awakening process. But what are you awakening to, my dear? It is your own remembrance. Trust in it, my dear. The more you seek the answers within, the more you shall remember your essence, and the more that will assist you with continuing the pursuit of the answers you seek. Allow the subtle and gentle guidance, my dear, to open your eyes, if you will, to view your realm with humility, with love, with compassion, in order to see the truth behind the illusion. Then you will notice, my dear, that fear is very much part of the illusion of your realm. Continue to follow the guidance within, as you will be led on the proper path which you are meant to travel on. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you, Noah. Kathleen Connor asks, hi, could I have some guidance, please? And she does mention that she's also struggling at the moment. Thank you.
My dear, struggles are also part of this illusion, my dear. If one, my dear, was to view their physical existence as transient, view yourself, my dear, as a traveler, your essence utilizing your physical form to travel through this physical journey, which you perceive through your human thought as struggles, my dear, are indeed the very exact lessons you are required to learn. Your essence in our realm, my dear, wishes for you to experience these perceived struggles in order for you to firsthand understand the emotion that adjoins with it. May it be fear, worries, doubt, confusion. How else, my dear, would your essence, who derives from love, will be able to understand the depth of those emotions if you are not physically experiencing them? so there are no struggles. Even as you reflect on your past, my dear, through all those perceived struggles you endured, was there not always a light at the end of the tunnel which you have reached? This too, my dear, is transient. This too shall pass. But prior to it passing, my dear, truly focus on what is the lesson to be learned. For this is partially why you are experiencing a physical journey. Embrace it, my dear. Embrace each struggle. Embrace each worry. Embrace each fear. Embrace each moment of confusion and a sense of loss. For as you embrace it, my dear, you are honoring your essence. And you are indeed assisting it to learn, grow, and ascend. I thank you, my dear one.
Well, thank you, Noah. Infinite Peace is asking, what's the best way to sit in peace all of the time? Thank you.
By remembering, my dear, that you are an essence before you are one in physical form. If one remembers this truth, my dear, then they are able to view their realm through the lens of their essence. And when one accepts that and views through that lens, there is always peace. All energy which exists in your realm offers you the peace. Nature, animals, even others in physical form, who are aligned with their essence, who are aligned in love, also sense that peace. It is not a technique. It is not a chore to sit in silence, my dear, to sit in your peace, to sit with your essence does not constitute scheduling ample time, for you are your essence. You are within that peace, that alignment, that light. Each moment you breathe. So when one relies on scheduling, one is fueling this idea that separation exists between two realms. When one remembers the truth that it is a oneness rather than a separation, one is able to see, to experience, to feel peace, love, and alignment with everything they see, touch, feel throughout their daily life. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you, Noah. Noah M asks, are humans ready to commingle with our cosmic friends soon, please?
Indeed, my dear. Once more, my dear, do not rely on the separation. Your term humans and cosmic friends are merely their external appearance, my dear. For all within form possess an essence within. And each of those essences, my dear, are connected to their essence in our realm, thereby creating this oneness, this interconnectedness. These allies you mentioned, my dear, do not believe and do not enforce a theory of separation. There is honor, respect, and gratitude amongst all creations. Many who are aligned, many who have remembered, many who have achieved their wisdom and remembrance through the guidance of their essence in our realm, are eager to assist humanity in order so they too can remember the truth. Though they have been near, they have been communicating within that stillness, that quiet, within this form of communication. They have been assisting, my dear, with your remembrance. Your question stems from the discussions of those in your realm. Awaiting a major interaction, a loud entrance, one that causes your world to pause and take notice and fear. Why, my dear, I ask you, would your allies who love and honor and respect your species offer such fear as they merely appear? Do not listen, my dear, to the words being uttered by those in your realm. For their introduction, if you will, shall be gentle, shall be within thought, shall be within feeling. And as many more in your realm accept, trust, awaken, if you will, and remember, that there will be a merging period, my dear, whereas they are revealed, they also shall be welcomed and viewed as an equal, as your essences, my dear, in our realm are all equal. My advice, my dear, would be to focus on yourself first. Focus on your own connection and your awareness of it. Journey within, my dear, in order for you to remember, to trust, and to receive. And you shall meet them, if you will, sooner than the others. I thank you, my dear one.
Well, thank you, Noah. Is asking, I need guidance on my future. I need to know if I'll be okay and feel happy again. Thank you.
My dear, allow me to first ask you, why do you presume it is your future? Once more, my dear, is that not encouraging this thought of separation? Your physical form, my dear, was created in your realm. Yet your breath is created in ours. So I ask you, my dear, is your physical form separate from your breath? Or does it function as one? Focus, my dear, on your breath. Remain present in the moment. And this is how you find your connection. Worrying of your future, regretting your past, strengthens your notion of separation. And that only brings worries, regrets, and fear, allowing you to truly believe you're walking your steps alone. But the reality, my dear, the truth of the matter is that as it is your breath, my dear, which enables your physical form to function, so too is your essence guiding your journey, creating the path, dictating the future. For as mentioned earlier, my dear, it wishes to learn through specific lessons, experiences, and relationships. I assure you, if you were to shift your awareness to the subtlety of your breath, you will find your stillness. You will remain in the present moment, and you will feel your essence. You will feel the alignment. You will feel and sense another set of footsteps walking along yours, if you will. And I assure you, my dear, through this realization, through this experience, through this comfort and love, you are rekindling. There will be no reason to think of the future. It will be as if you are in a hurry to reach your future self. But when you experience the oneness, the love, the comfort, the encouragement, it is so profound, my dear. Unlike any you've experienced in your physical form, that one never wishes to hurry. One never wishes for it to end. One prefers to remain in the present moment as long as they possibly can. Trust in that, my dear, for there is much you will learn remaining in the present moment. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you, Noah. So Lily Renee says she's just survived getting out of a DV relationship, and is the road that she's on, is it the right path? Please.
My dear, allow us first to focus on your perception of relationships. You view another as one of physical form, thereby you notice their best qualities and what you perceive their worst. There are expectations. You offer your love with restrictions. And as you were taught, you allow yourself to be subjected to pain. And now, my dear, I ask you to view the same relationship as your essence. For as you, my dear, possess your essence in your physical form, so too do all of those who offer you these relationships. Each moment shared, each word spoken, each emotion felt is not a coincidence. It is scheduled to occur so each of you can learn. It is not a matter, my dear, of exiting one relationship and seeking another. It is a matter of honoring this relationship you are exiting from, honoring their essence as their essence honors you. There are no bad qualities, my dear. There are no regrets. There is no shame. And there is no anger to be held. For each of you who are in physical form are intentionally imperfect in order to experience all you do, in order to receive pain, But trust, my dear, your essence in our realm is perfect, as is the essence of those in physical form, which make your relationships. So when one forgives themselves, they forgive all. When one accepts that they are imperfect, as it is the design of the physical journey, one does not place expectations on themselves or the journey. One does not harbor ill feelings toward others. One accepts every moment, every experience as a sacred collaboration between two essences who are in physical form. Honor yourself, my dear, your essence, and therefore you shall honor them. Forgive yourself, your physical being, and therefore you shall forgive them. So rather than focusing on the next cycle of events, my dear, truly place the honorable closure on this one. Essence to essence, my dear, should always be the first priority, for there would be no physical to physical connection if it were not for essence to essence. Honor that, my dear. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you, Noah. Angel is asking, our pet dog is not well and will probably be returning to the spirit soon. Is there anything that can be done to make his passing more comfortable for him, please?
My dear. Understand, my dear. There is no pain when one physical form comes to an end. This idea, my dear, has been created in this illusion of your realm. My dear, I ask you, how is it possible for energy to experience pain or discomfort? Even the pain one experiences in form is created from the mind. Pain does not exist, my dear. It is the illusion the mind creates in your realm. Honor its essence, for it served you well. It mirrored your energy, my dear. It reminded you what unconditional love was like. Remember all the moments, my dear, when you were experiencing difficulty, uncertainty, sadness, and you gently ran your hand over its fur. It offered you its unwavering love, companionship, and friendship. Honor its essence, my dear, by performing the same acts to those in your realm, by offering unconditional love, companionship, friendship, as well as to yourself. Those in your realm are quick to focus on another. But how often, my dear, do you focus on yourself? Do you love yourself unconditionally? Do you view yourself in high esteem? Are you compassionate with yourself? Forgive yourself of these perceived flaws you identify with. Do you honor yourself? And most importantly, do you honor your essence? Allow your friend to remind you of all of these once more, as it is attempting to do. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you, Noah. Just 1 second. Sorry. So Noah Dominic is asking, is there a message for me from a recently passed loved one, passed on the 3rd of January 2025? Please and thank you.
My dear, you are asking for answers you already possess. You have sensed their essence. You have received messages, both within your dream state and within your thoughts. You have even received signs. And yet, as you received each, you questioned. You assumed it was your overactive imagination. Or you assumed it was a moment of weakness during grief. Understand, my dear, when one grieves, they are closer to their stillness than they are to the busyness of their mind. When one is within the sleep state, they are settling their conscious mind and exploring the subconscious. Why would you question what you receive when your mind is not as active as it normally is? This message you seek, my dear, is a confirmation that they are always connected with you. For as you perceive, the connection to them was a physical connection, that it originated in your realm. This is where you are inaccurate. Your essence is always connected to their essence, my dear. Both essences in our realm are connected as we speak. But it is the mind, the teachings of the realm, the consistent encouragement of believing in separation, that one is seeking to receive messages and words externally through someone else, rather than trusting and remembering that because they are eternally connected, one possesses the exact same abilities to receive messages by merely connecting to their own essence. Trust, my dear. The signs you receive are real. For how they connect to you is in that stillness, when the noise of your mind is quiet and you are forced to listen. Trust in that, my dear, and trust that you are always connected eternally. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you, Noah. And the final question we have is from Divine Empathic Tarot, and she asks, good evening, blessings, anything I need to know?
Greetings to you as well, my dear. Reflect on the earlier words, my dear. For when one is connected, when one is enlightened, comes with it a responsibility to those in your realm, and most especially to your essence. Humility, my dear, and vulnerability. In every word you speak, in every intention, in every action you offer. For that is the way of your essence. Accept how others view and judge you, and honor it. For this is their journey. This is what their essence seeks to learn. Do not allow their words or their actions to derail you from your journey. Do not respond to them if it is not through humility and vulnerability and love. This is how you remain aligned. This is how you remain steadfast on your own journey as service to our realm. This is how you honor your essence. This is how you bring even more knowledge to yourself and more growth to your essence. Always listen to your heart, my dear. Allow that to be your motivating source. I thank you, my dear one. And I thank each of you. We wish to end with these words. Notice how most of your questions did stem from the idea of separation. And my dear ones, there is no right or wrong, if you will, on your journey. Each one of you possesses a unique journey, specific for what your essence wishes to learn. But each of you maintain the same exact common thread. Each of your essences are in your physical form. So honor the one next to you. Do not view them as different. Do not view them as separate from you. But you are dishonoring your essence as well as theirs. And even though there is no right or wrong along your journey, do not taint your hearts by dishonor. For then you seal your love. You close your hearts. And for one to close their hearts to their own essence is not a sacred act, my dear ones. Open your hearts. Accept the love of our realm. Accept the love of your essence. And project that into your realm. And end this notion of separation. For as it begins with one of you, it shall spread to all of you. And this is the harmonic union you all wish to experience deep within your hearts. You are offered the opportunity to create the change in your realm. But in order to do that, one must be the change they wish to create. And that, my dear ones, is how you honor your essence and honor the one next to you. Our gratitude, our love, our honor, and our respect to each of you. And our gratitude to you again, my dear, for your assistance. I thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here with us this evening. Apologies if the signal hasn't been the best tonight. Also hope that you found the messages and the transmissions and the communications helpful. And until we meet again, guys, go well, look after yourselves and each other. No one's perfect, but we're here for this journey. So let's keep doing the best you can do. All right. Go well, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you for joining us. Good night.